What is magic? Well, as Tenkaichi Ishida said, magic is not tricks, it is a way. And to me, magic represents something that gives us hope and peace in our lives.
Magic is the art of transformation. Magic reminds us that everything changes, especially ourselves.
It's just something that there's no end to the fascination of it. No matter how much I've worked in magic, or how many tricks I've learned, or how many styles of magic I've learned, there's always something more to learn. There's always something more that you can do with it.
Okay, now before you do magic, before you watch magic, it really helps to have a working definition of what magic is. Now to me, magic is simply the performance of the impossible, making the preposterous passable. And this profession ranges from people parading prestidigitation at prestigious parties to panhandlers pickpocketing their respective pigeons for a later trick. But for me, the main motive behind mystifying the masses is the merriment made, not the money, although the amusement makes moolah. Any questions?
Magic is a condition that exists in the spectator's mind when a magician or some other performer causes something to happen that he really can't explain by normal means. Now, there are degrees of magic. Sometimes magic is just a matter of a simple, almost a puzzle. That's not really magic, though. Magic leaves no explanation, and it also touches the heart in some way.
A vehicle for people who really enjoy magic to communicate who they are to their audience.
I think we experience this daily in our lives, that we create our lives with magic. With magic, absolutely, it is real.
So it's an art form that is ephemeral. It only exists at the moment the person who is the recipient of the magic experiences it and then remembers it.
This Japanese concept of do comes to mind when I think of magic. Do means path or life pursuit that you walk, but more deeply than that, it means spiritual path through an art form. And I find magic to be an art form that I can express my spirituality through.
Magic, for me, is not tricks or illusions. Magic, to me, is a very real way of expressing myself out in the world. I connect with people with magic. I explore magical realms. I read voraciously magic materials, mythology, anything that opens my mind to the incredible possibilities of life. I think that's what magic does. It says anything is possible, anything can be.
Whenever I think of what it is to be on the path of the magician, I think it's a twofold path. One is an internal path, the path of study, of meditation, of practice, of self-exploration, finding out what my motivations and ethics are. And then there's the external path. And that is really trying to communicate all these beautiful and wonderful and awe-inspiring things that I've discovered on the internal path.
I study magic for a lot of reasons. One is that I find it satisfying to be able to just fool the crap out of people. But I also find it very satisfying to achieve that moment when a spectator realizes that what they've seen is not just another magic trick, but it's a piece of art.
All right, so if you could choose one word that says magic to you, like you gotta...
Relationships, I think, for me, because when I perform, or when we perform magic together for somebody, I feel like the magic doesn't happen here or here. The magic happens here. It happens between people. It happens in the interaction and the relationships between people.
Where I can sum it up is the change for me in magic came when I developed respect for the people who were experiencing the magic.
Yes, I do believe there is real magic. There is magic that is within us all that can be brought out, not just in tricks or gags that we do on each other, but in a way of realizing our potential, and inspiring ourselves or finding inspiration around us. When we can bring that out of ourselves, that's real magic.
It's not about me. You know, I'm not the magic. I believe that the audience is the magic, and give them the opportunity to experience the magic so they can feel what I'm feeling when I do it.
And then I realized magic wasn't what I thought it was. And I became a lot more open. I became a lot more accepting. I stopped making fun of people who really believed in magic because I knew magic was all fake. And I started finding out that there's a lot of stuff I don't understand and can't explain, and that I should respect that.
The process of turning will into reality, mind over matter, if you will. Reality, I believe, is a shapeable concept. It lies very much within the mind. If you change your mind, you can change reality. And that is a large part of what magic is.
Magic is more than sleight of hand. It's more than now you see it, now you don't. It's also sleight of mind. If you can imagine yourself thinking that you can really do magic, then you will convince the audience very shortly thereafter.
And the message is we need to collaborate more in magic. We need to work together to make the magic truly magical.
And the ability to create the wonder and the awe that opens the audience to their own, interests and their own abilities and their own creativity. That's the magic. That's the real magic.
Both as a psychologist and as a priest, I've used what I've learned in magic many times to bring out things in people that even they're confused about, that they're even throwing up deception to themselves about. Able to see through that and able to pull it out. So
magic is very, very real.
Magic is real.
It's incredibly
Absolutely.
real.
Magic is real.
I mean, I really believe in magic, I mean the real magic, I'm sure, I'm certain